Hey, good morning, everybody. Not a lot of different news in the overnight that I have heard. Still, some people paying attention to us pushing the meeting back with China 4 to 5 weeks. It does look like, I don't know if it's been totally reset, but there was certainly a time frame on it that they were looking at for a month to a month and a half later than what they had originally scheduled it. That is supposedly what set soybeans off to the downside when they said they weren't going to be having that meeting at the normal time. So we'll see if that has any impact, but that was really during the session yesterday, so I very much doubt it. Um, Other than that, still continuing to have discussions about, you know, whether this stuff continues to be a problem for people switching acres from soybeans to or from corn to soybeans because of the fertilizer impact. Everything I'm seeing would say yes. There's certainly farmers making those choices right now if they hadn't bought fertilizer ahead of time. So how many acres that will impact, whether we actually end up seeing that represented in the March crop intentions report, right? Because that's the other thing you have to worry about. It may be true, we just may not hear about it in that report. So you have to still protect yourself, in my opinion, depending on what prices are or have done going into that report, right? We don't know that we're going to get the information that is maybe even the correct information at that time, not because they're purposely holding it. I mean, you have your opinion on that if you want, but just because they may not have everything they need by that time. You may not see that stuff until June. So you just have to be really careful expecting certain things in those reports. Okay, let's take a look here at the May corn chart. Let me get this trend line back where it needs to be here. Okay, pretty much what I had discussed yesterday. Went up, poked through the 5 day, could not hold it, closed middle of the range for the day, below those moving averages. Does not look good. Short term, obviously downtrend. You take out yesterday's low of 449 and a quarter, and we are going to go down to this trend line very quickly, in my opinion. Lines up with those moving averages around 446. I guess I should say right now we're down 1 3/4 and at 452 and a quarter today. Still an inside day. Haven't gone above yesterday's high. Haven't gone below yesterday's low. Still haven't. We did poke through the 50% retracement level of 451 and 1/8 yesterday. Did not close there. But this low is really the important thing right now. So 449 and a quarter is the area to watch to see if we're going to jump on down to that 446 mark. And again, this is a really important swing low here too of 445 and a half. Lines up right with the 62% retracement level of this entire move up from our low made after the report day. So it's just interesting how these things tend to line up here. So a close below this level, that low, would be a really big deal in the short term going into April or May. A move above this high from yesterday of 459 would give you an idea that maybe we do have a chance to work up into at least this area, around 465, 468, maybe even up to 470 before we start this move down again. But still, in my opinion, those would be places to be getting more stuff sold in the short term unless you're planning to hold this stuff into June, July, August. Okay, because to me, in the short term here, we've hit a wall. The RSI got overbought, and now you're seeing some people liquidate those positions with not having a lot of new news in the marketplace. This doesn't look good either. Separation, chance for lingering downside momentum. All right, soybeans. Old crop was weaker than new crop yesterday. We couldn't even get back to the 5 day. Closed middle of the range. Not a good look. Got all the way down to the 50% retracement line. Held the 50-day moving average. And I should say again, soybeans are down 6.5 right now. May soybeans and at 1150 and a half. Trying to hold the 50% retracement level here from the whole move up from the low made here on the 13th of January. Doesn't look promising for that to take place. You take out yesterday's low of 1145 and a quarter as support, and I think you'll run on down to the 62% retracement level, 1122 and a half, pretty quickly. I don't think it will take long. This is a big support area. You can see all the support over in here. It's trying to hold this. It won't shock me if it does hold it for a few days. a couple days. If it doesn't, it's even weaker than I suspect. If you are going to bounce today, again, these moving averages are going to be your resistance up around 1171, all the way up to 1178 and 3/4. But I would guess that 5-day at 1171 is going to be a real point of contention here. So that's the places to watch right now. I think it's weak. I think it is going to go lower. I think this low of 1145 1/4 is the place you need to watch. This doesn't look good. We are getting pretty oversold here for the short-term move, but we do have separation suggesting lingering downside. So those are the places to watch. Again, I'm not uncomfortable with where I'm at. If you do get some bounces up in here, then I think those are selling opportunities in the short term, because I do expect the short term to be weak, but I am still friendly into summertime. So I think you either have to just be patient, and I hope that you've done what you'd planned to do during this time, because I think it could be a little while, right? It could be into that May, June, July timeframe before we start to turn this thing back around. All right, thanks guys. Everyone have a great day.